Your head swivels from Melanie to the jewellery. Mistress Lorraine feebly stretches her hand towards the necklace and ring in an attempt to seize them. You rush over and slam your boot down onto her hand. With a howl of pain, Mistress Lorraine pulls her hand back as you grab both the ring and the necklace and place them in your satchel. You turn back to look at Melanie and see the strangely dressed woman raising her needle-like sword above Melanie, poised to thrust the blade downwards. "Stop!" you shout as you turn to dash towards Melanie, only to stumble and fall hard to the ground, giving yourself a bloody nose. You look back to see what had been the cause of your fall and see Mistress Lorraine's hand grasped around your ankle. You turn your attention towards the struggle between Melanie and the strangely dressed women just in time. Your earlier shout gave Melanie just enough time and warning to turn around and see her oncoming attacker. The strangely dressed woman standing above Melanie plunges her sword down at Melanie's heart, but misses as Melanie moves just enough for the blade to penetrate her side instead. Melanie squeals in pain. You kick Mistress Lorraine square in the forehead and see her lose consciousness immediately. With her grasp on your boot loosened, you spring towards the strangely dressed woman with your black steel sword's tip poised for a strike. As you lose your momentum from your lunge, you thrust your arms forward and subsequently the blade. You feel connection as the sword tears through the fleshy torso of the strangely dressed woman who writhes in pain but doesn't make a sound. In the moment that the woman is stunned, you push her to the side and she stumbles to the ground. You offer Melanie a hand. As she takes it, you lift her to her feet. Melanie reaches for the thin blade planted in her side and pulls it free with a moan of pain. The other strangely dressed woman, the one Melanie had attacked, seems to be at the very least unconscious and sitting in a pool of blood from Melanie's relentless attacks. You look at Melanie's fingers and see cracked and bleeding nails dressed in the blood of the woman she attacked. "We need to leave now," you say. Melanie nods agreement, and with that you both start rushing down the halls, Melanie taking the lead. With the commotion you all just made, you see many of the witches coming out of their rooms to see what the matter is, but none try to stop you. Soon you and Melanie find yourselves in the entrance room to the coven you first found yourself in, and with no pursuers. Slow from a sprint to a jog in your final stretch to the small pond that leads out of the coven. You look at the state of Melanie, who seems to be starting to grow pale, while the stab wound in her side still leaks blood down her side and dress no matter how hard Melanie clutches it with her hand. As for yourself, your nose is still dripping generous amounts of blood down your new shirt. You drop to your knees and stare into the water. "Mamolta! Mamolta!" You start coughing violently and drop to your side, heaving and hacking. Melanie walks over and kneels by your side. "Are you okay?" she says, panicked. Your coughing fit starts to subside and you nod her reassurance. A mini Mamolta appears rising from the pond's surface and looks at you. Quite a mess you appear to be in. You wish to ask for passage, I assume," Mamolta says in his ever calm and whispered tone. Yes, please, we need to leave now," you say. I'm afraid I can't let you do that," Mamolta replies. "What? Why? We need to leave. It's not a choice," you reply frantically. Yes, but I cannot leave, for I am bound to a body of water, and I shall have severe consequences from the coven if I aid in helping fugitives leave," Mamolta says. You stare into his eye cavities, unsure what to do. Melanie speaks up. "What if we take you with us? I can carry you in a jar. You don't need any more than a drop of water to carry yourself within, right?" Melanie says, revealing a small jar filled with a purple liquid that she then proceeds to dump and clean. And why should I leave my home, my sanctuary that I have been housed within for centuries only to help you?" Mamolta says. You and Melanie look at one another. What will you say to Mamolta to convince him to let you and Melanie leave before your consequences catch up to you? The choice is up to you. Make sure to leave a comment on this video with your decision to let your voice be heard and impact the next episode. And be sure to tune in to the next episode to see how your choices affect the story.